What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. And in today's video, I want to discuss some coaching stuff, man. I want to talk about some more coaching stuff because there are some things that I feel need to be changed and can be improved. And this is something that everybody's going to want to hear because I think collectively we can all, we can all agree on some stuff with this. So let me go to my I'm playing with Alabama. I got a coaching deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to my coaching abilities because this is gonna allow me to be able to discuss this. First of all, yeah, they don't look like me. My dread, my hair a little bit, my hair longer. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no light skinned brothers on there with dreadlocks. First of all, yeah, can coaching wise, the same customization. That's one thing. I just looking at this, the same customization that we get in creating a character, a player in this game. Can we get that same customization in coaching mode? Can we get better gear aside from that stupid polo and that stupid pullover that looks sloppy? And be honest with y'all, I really think that they will add some more stuff like that into the game because if you're going to have authentic coaches in the game, you got to have authentic coach swag. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here, not having Prime in the game. You can't be out here putting Coach Prime in the game and not having the Prime blenders, man. You got to have the blenders. So are we going to be able to rock them? Are we going to be able to rock the Primes? Huh? Are we going to be able to do it? You know what I'm saying? We gonna be able to rock them? Or y'all gonna put them in the game? That's something I think that should be definitely in the game. Is more coaching customization. Because if you're gonna be showing my coach on the sideline, like, I'm sorry, but we gotta do better with our gear and stuff like that. Put some hoodies in the game, some sweatshirts, all that kind of fun stuff. All right. But I have my coaching tree pulled up. All right. And the reason I have it up there for a reason. By the way, if you hadn't subscribed, man. Don't be a Poindexter. Y'all know the routine. Become a 5-star subscriber by hitting the subscribe button. Don't cost you nothing, dog. Eggs is high. Gas is high. Subscribing to the YouTube channel is free. Okay? But yet, you still got people out there that just won't click a button. Click that button. All right? So, I want to talk about the coaching tree. Okay? Because this is the big area that I feel like can be improved upon drastically. You see my layout. Now, I will tell you this. Most of the time I played the game, I've always gone for the Tactician. Because, do I want to upgrade that? I can't upgrade that if I wanted to. I ain't even got the money. Anyway, I've always gone with the Tactician. It's always been one of my favorites because I like to run a up-tempo. Like, I like the beer and shoot offense. And in that, I like to run up-tempo and stuff like that. When you unlock the Scheme Guru, there is some amazing abilities here offensively. The battery pack, offensive players fatigue slower. Caught napping, increased delay of defenders looking to the sideline at the snap. I don't ever see the defenders looking at the side. I've rarely seen that. Probably seen it once or twice. Dang, that's just a clean case, dog. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. I got these Prime blenders like back there in football season, dog, and dude, they it's legit, dog. What they send with this, man. You got that. Shoot, you even got the carry case, dog. Like, man, them jokers clean. Just pause a moment for that. But anyway, the caught napping one, here or there. On their heels, I like that one. Team composure boost. Tips your hand, chance of seeing the defense's coverage. I love that one. Because if I see there in a cover 2 or cover 3, a cover 1, it'll completely dictate differently what I do. I love that one. This one is really good. Take what's there is a good perk. Chew up yards, stretch the field. We see you. Like, those are really good. The ground and pound, like, all 4 of these disciplines are really good. And I love this. I also always play with the Tactician, but this time I actually chose to go more of a recruiting deal, which even the recruiting stuff is good. Now, I know you see, I focus more on offense because I like more of the offensive side of the game. Even though, yeah, I played corner, I coach DBs, I still have a love for offense because I played quarterback in high school. I played halfback in high school. College, I played. They had me listed a quarterback going in, but I actually switched it because we ran an option style offense when I went to SAU. But then, I was like, shoot, my mindset was trying to go to the league. So, like any other college player, So I was like, I have a better chance of going to the league as a defensive back rather than a quarterback. Like, I'm like 5'9". You know what I'm saying? Cats ain't running the option no more. So that was a no-go. But this right here, I like the recruiting one. And I do focus more on offense in the game. To me, offense is just, it's funner. Defense is good, don't get me wrong. But there are some things that I feel like need to be fixed on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't know. I just enjoy playing offense a little bit more. I like the cat and mouse kind of game right there. So what I want to discuss is, number one, can we increase the coach level? I understand they don't want us to be able to max out an entire coaching skill tree. I mean, I'm at level 50, okay? And I've gotten these maxed out, and most of these maxed out, except for this one. I don't have these maxed out. You could max out an entire section. That's very well possible. But even in the Tactician, I got these maxed out for offense aside from that one, which I should have did that one. I must have missed that one. Now, here's my thing. One thing, okay? If you are going to have these improvements, if you will, where I can upgrade it, Program Builder and CEO are the top tier perks to get in your coaching skill tree. And the only way to get them is to be a head coach. However, looking at the skills, this to me is highly, highly underrated. Okay, and I'm going to give some things that I wish that they would add that will be beneficial to the depth of the game and add some realistic type stuff in there. Okay, so under Program Builder, stability improvements. What is it? A persistent boost to job security. Your contract lengths are always 1 year longer, and then contract expectations are easier. I don't know anybody. If there's anybody out there that has had an issue with these things, put it in the comment section down below. Okay? And what I mean by that is not an issue that I don't like this, an issue where, hey, have you had issues with job security? Have you had issues with contract length? And have you had issues with contract expectations? Every team that I've played with in this dynasty mode, and I play on Heisman. I've played on Heisman for a long time. That's something I need to talk about in a different video because there are some things that I would like differently with Heisman difficulty. Long story short, I feel like Heisman nerfs your players. It nerfs your players to make the game more difficult, if that makes sense. But anyway, y'all seen my SMU playthroughs on the channel and stuff like that, blowing out teams on Heisman difficulty. Like, Heisman to me is not hard offensively. Defensively is a little bit of a challenge, and that's where my issue comes because they kind of make your players dumb a little bit. But for the most part, none of us are having issues with contract length, contract expectations, and things like that. If you're going to have this in the game, all right, you need to make it so that those contract expectations are more difficult to achieve. But that's not the case for the most part. As long as you're winning games, you're not going to have any issues with contract expectations, okay? I even like it how, I think, what school did I go to? Georgia State. I started this dynasty I'm in right now. I started out as the head coach of Georgia State. And my contract, the first year was like win 4 games. You see what I'm saying? They have realistic expectations and things, but this hasn't been an issue. So to me, in order to get this, you got to win so many playoff games. And then the tiers cost 12 credits apiece. If you are going to do this, and this is an upper echelon unlock, and only head coaches can get it, we need to make these perks better. You can make them fewer and raise the price, but they need to have a bigger impact, okay? And one big thing that I feel like you could definitely add to either the Program Builder or the CEO is the game marketed itself and said, hey, these recruits can verbally commit, but if you're not meeting expectations and things like that, those recruits can uncommit to your school. I have never seen that happen in this game, okay? And people verbally commit and decommit all the time. The game doesn't reflect that. Not saying that it happens all the time, but it doesn't happen at all. I've never seen it happen. One thing that I would like to see is that, hey, bring a perk back from, I want to say NCAA 14 or the older NCAA games where if a recruit locked you out, there was a perk that you can get on your skill tree that would allow you to basically unlock that and be able to attempt to recruit again. I think that would be a phenomenal thing. It's say like this guy that you're recruiting, he locks you out of his top 5 or his top 8. Hey, if I got this perk, I can persuade him. Now make it a persuasion. Don't make it an automatic thing. Make it to where there's a possibility to where you can persuade this recruit to let you back into their top 8 or their top 5 or their top 3. And then you could save this one possibly for a top tier. So let's say this is 3 tiers, okay? Tier 1, say you can persuade a recruit. You get 1 persuade attempt to get back in the top 8. Tier 2, a persuade attempt to get back into the top 5. Tier 3, if a player has verbally committed, you get a persuade attempt to allow that recruit to unverbally commit so that you have a chance at recruiting him again. I like this aspect because, number 1, you don't make this automatic. That way, if it's not automatic, then it adds some realism to it. It's some realism to it. Number 2, it gives the player the opportunity to use persuade attempts, which is a perk as well. I think it's in the CEO tab. Where are the persuasion attempts? No, actually, it's in the program builder. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so that would go hand in hand with this perk. By adding that into the program builder, take this crap right here out. Take out stability improvements. Take that out. Cut it out. Put what I just said in there, and now it'll go hand in hand with the high integrity perk. Why? Because high integrity gives you gain 3 additional persuade attempts per season. So now you got those 3 additional persuade attempts. You can use them, tier 1 to you can use them in whatever recruit that you want at whatever stage in the recruiting battle that you would like to use it in. Okay, roster retention, persuades have a higher success rate. Okay, so that would benefit recruiting as well. Even though it's roster retention, you can open it up, to fit that narrative as well. And then full refund, successful persuades refund the attempt. So by adding what I just said into this skill tree, you can put it in this one, program builder, because that's what recruiting is, by building programs. By adding that, this automatically makes this perk right here that much better. Because let's be honest, if you're fulfilling these things, if you're not having issues with these things, you're not going to have an issue with people leaving. If you win in games and you're not in jeopardy of losing your job and stuff like that, that means you're doing those things right. You're not going to have issues with people trying to leave. And if they do leave, you really don't need them in the first place because you already winning without them. You see what I'm saying? I haven't had to persuade a player that I wanted to keep on my team to stay. Now, somebody may want to enter the draft early. I have had players that want to transfer. It's happened, but it doesn't happen very often. So now, by changing this to what I said about the locking out recruits and stuff like that, getting locked out of recruiting and stuff, now you open it up to where now all of a sudden this perk has so much more value. Does that make sense? Okay, set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Increase home field advantage exposure penalties for away team at home. Road warriors, protection from home field advantage, composure penalties on the road. Those are big deals. But honestly, like if you play the game like you do in real life, you don't have issues with this. Like if you on the away team, if you're playing on the road and their home field advantage has got your players rattled and all that kind of stuff. Like if you play the game like football is played, what do coaches do? Hey, let's run the ball. Let's throw short passes to get our quarterback in the rhythm, get our running backs in the rhythm. Let's get some positive yards and set the tone. That's a fun aspect of the game to me because then if you're doing those things, the stadium pulse isn't as loud. The players are more composed, so that's a strategic thing. This just kind of takes that away. So I personally don't dislike it, but I've never invested in it because we're going to get in there and do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And then not intimidated. Increase/protect from home field advantage composure effects in rivalry games. I haven't even tested this one out, so kind of biased with this one because I don't really know. Hey, does it? If any of y'all have done this, does it prevent the squiggly lines from the home field advantage if you're on the away team and stuff? Because that effect is prominent in the game. You know, sometimes I do pick plays And it's like, hey, I need to see my route combination compared to what the defense is lined up in. And so you bring up your coach cam, but the lines are all squiggly, and then it's not even the right play. So then you don't even remember, and you can't audible because it's too loud. Like, I love that. I love that in the game. I don't know if this changes that or not. So you can keep this one. I'm not tripping about that one. Roster retention. Players with 3rd to 7th round draft projections are less likely to go pro. Guys, only people that I've seen try to go pro early, mostly in this game, are 2nd to 1st rounders. I haven't seen nobody projected 7th round trying to leave early for the draft. And even when you do, the chance of persuading them to stay is higher. It's like it's either in the likely or very likely or very high that they would stay if you try to persuade them. Even though you still have to spend that persuade attempt, which makes this right here valuable. Now, let's run it back. Or the second one, family atmosphere. Players are less likely to transfer. If you taking care of business, they not going to transfer. If you winning games, they not going to transfer. If you suck, that's a different story. But if you suck, then, hey, players are going to want to transfer anyway. Keeping them ain't going to help you win. You got them on your team and you still losing. So that one, And then let's run it back. Players with 2nd round draft projections are less likely to go pro. That one could be beneficial. That first one, I don't know, man. Lower the price on that or something, Faster progression, that's always a plus. But this, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'll put my stuff on very fast, on the fastest. I want as much coach progression as possible. And the main reason for that is we only got 30 seasons to do this. It ain't like the previous games where you could play for like 60 seasons and stuff like that. This is limited at 30, and that actually comes pretty quick. It happens pretty fast. So signing bonuses, this one is good. I always like that. You keep these. These are the 2 that I always invest in. These are the most valuable ones on this. The rest of these I could do without. Now, like I said, if you add in the one where you can unlock recruits and stuff like that, and then now that becomes valuable, and then you take it with this, and all of a sudden this becomes valuable. And with that one change, it makes this entire program builder skill tree that much more valuable to invest in. Honestly speaking, these are the only 2, that are important. The rest of them are kind of more in-game helps. Like if you're just not that skilled at the game and it's hard to win games, even on All-American or varsity level difficulty, these can help because it helps with home field exposure. It helps if you're not winning games to be able to keep your job and stuff like that. And so this is in place. I get it. It's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. So you could keep that for those people who may benefit from using this, but add that one thing about unlocking recruits that lock you out and verbally commit. And I just gave you the 3-tier list right there. And then all of a sudden, that's extremely valuable in the skill progression tree. And then it makes this extremely valuable. Okay? So you've already increased your value. Relationship builder, I like this. Upgrade your school's pipelines and stuff like that. That is very good. It means no matter where you go, whatever your school's main pipeline is, it's going to be upgraded just by you being there. I like it. And then the strong roots when upgrading your own personal pipelines are beneficial. I like that, especially if you're investing into the recruiting skill tree. So definitely keep that one. Program builder to me is better than CEO. All right, let me take me a sip of Coca-Cola. This video is in no way sponsored by Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola, if you want to sponsor a gamer, yeah, holla at your boy. So CEO, all right, these cost the most out of anything in the game, and to me has the least amount of value out of everything put together. There is more value in freaking architect and talent. There's more value in motivator. I don't even like motivator. I don't like the motivator. I tried it. I was like, this is stupid. Like, I don't, whatever. This CEO, for it to be the creme de la creme of coaching archetypes on the skill tree, it is the least valuable in my personal opinion. For example, all right, delay Sunday. And first of all, they all cost 18 credits. First round projected players are less likely to leave to the NFL. Okay, so what they did, if you remember on this one, when they have, where is it at? Retention, roster retention. Third and seventh round, and then they have second round. Okay, so they took first round and put it in the CEO tab. So now if a first round guy is finna leave, you're gonna try to persuade him to stay. I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me. I personally don't care because I'm the type I can play with some guys. If it's a guy that's finna leave for a first round, I'm kind of like a realistic mindset kind of guy. If he's projected a first round pick, hey brother man, go make your money. You know what I'm saying? But so that one can stay. I've never purchased it because it doesn't benefit me any. Hot seat chiller, 1 year extension when facing being fired. To me, that could have went in program builder. I mean, because think about it like this: if I reach CEO level, I've won 2 national championships. That means I know how to win against the best talent. So the chance of me being in a situation of being fired is not very likely. Therefore, to me, this is a wasted talent in this particular skill tree. Possibly move it to the other one. The best one is this one by far. Dream School, chance of instant commit when offering scholarships as their top school. I like that. It's not overpowered. It doesn't happen often, but the more successful your school is and all that kind of stuff, the more prestigious of a coach that you are, I find that it kind of increases this, and it's really, really cool. I like this one. This is about this. You can see it's the only one I picked because it's the only one I find value in. Second chance keepers spend a second persuade on a player if the first one fails. I like this. And it could go in conjunction with the other perk that I talked about on the previous skill tree that I wish that they would add to unlock recruits who lock you out. And then, like I said, it would add value to that roster retention perk. And then this is like the top tier of that. Have no problems with that. But right now, to me, this is invaluable. Okay? Because if you're persuading people to stay, if you winning, like, go, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Nick Saban was at Alabama persuading certain players to play when you got a loaded roster. You know, it just depends. It just depends. I get it if you at like a Kennesaw State. And the only reason I said it because they're like ranked the worst team in the game. If you're at a school like that and you get a good player and he wants to leave, you know what I'm saying? I get that. But that. Gasoline, players start hot in top 5 rivalry, bowl, and championship games. To me, this is a wasted perk because if you are in a bowl game or a championship game, you probably already have a decent team. And like I said, if you play the game how it's played in real life where you get those players in a rhythm, then this perk isn't really necessary. I don't need to start hot. There are benefits to starting hot because you have a stat boost, but it's kind of fun to build it up and get those players hot at the same time. I don't dislike this perk. I just don't like it for the CEO tab. Okay. Bundle discount on coach abilities when another coach already has the same ability. This perk is kind of already in the program builder perk. Right here under the bottom, tier 3 friends and family, archetypes are cheaper if owned by another coach. You can simply add that to this. Archetypes are these. So instead of paying 10, if I got a coach that already has it, I'll probably pay like 5 or something like that. What this is the actual perks themselves. The actual abilities like these types of abilities, okay? Which if you coaching with another coach, they're not going to have CEO, they're not going to have program builder. Because if you're a coordinator, what the game does, like right now I'm a head coach, I have CEO unlocked, I have program builder unlocked. If I move down to a coordinator position, it refunds you these points. So I'll get these, the 18 I spent on this back, and I get the what, 12 times 3, 36, what is that, 72? I'll get the 72 points I spent back in the program builder. I get that refunded back to me, and I can spend it in another section. Now, what's cool about that is if I move back up to a head coach, I get those points back. So that's cool. But this still, to me, is like, CEO, bro, I don't want 2 national championships. This is not beneficial to me because I've shown that I can win at a high level. So, you know, does that make sense? Not necessary. Home away from home. Home field advantage effects are lower at rival stadiums. This is important. This is not important to me as a CEO. You already in the program builder have it to where is it at? The home field composure, your composure and stuff is better on home and away games. Why make it so that, this is just for rivals? Like, who really cares? Does that make sense? Rivalry games are a little bit different in this game, but I will say, like, this doesn't belong here. Put it in Program Builder. All right. Portal preview, able to see other schools' at-risk players on my school. Guys, I've never understood this perk because what benefit does it do me to see what at-risk players are at other schools if I can't contact them, I can't recruit them or anything until they get in the portal? Does that make sense? To me, this is a waste of 18 credits. I get it from a recruiting standpoint. You can say, hey, this guy's at risk. He's probably going to be in the transfer portal, so I don't have to go and recruit a quarterback, or something like that. But in theory, you don't have to anyway. Like, if you see them, they're there, just get them. If they're not, don't get them. To me, this is a wasted perk. I don't know. Let me know if any of y'all have done portal preview. I mean, I know you can see it during the season and stuff like that. Hey, this guy's going to be in the portal. So, yeah, let's hold off on recruiting this other kid and see if we can't pick him up. My only benefit to this, which I know you can't do it anyway, so that's why it's not in the game, is like, heck, I can't talk to the guy. I can't pre-recruit him, if that makes sense. So it does me no good. I don't see the value in this one. And then senior superlatives, increase all skill group caps by 1 for rising seniors. This one can be beneficial. So as far as the CEO one, these two really, to me, are the most beneficial. The rest of these, I'm like, we spinning tires. This is irrelevant. I feel like something they can add to the CEO tab is maybe kind of take away from what I said earlier and have a extra tier, like where players lock you out, because this is stage 8, it's stage 5, and then you get locked out of the top 3. You can put the 1, so that's your 3 tiers for the other one. The CEO higher level of that is once a recruit verbally commits, you can use a persuade attempt to get him to say, you know what, I'm going to unverbally commit and reopen up my top 3, whatever. I think that would be a real cool one to put here. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below, what are some other really cool coaching things that you can put in CEO and Team Builder tabs, because like I said, the other ones, guys, I have no issues with these. All of these have their benefits, some of them more than others, but to me, these bring way more value than Program Builder and CEO does. And for these to be the top 2 tiers, I feel like they should hold more weight. They should have better perks and something that's going to add depth to the coaching. Now, I'm gonna be honest. My speculation is that if they're adding real coaches to the game, they're gonna do some changes with the coaching skill tree, and I think a lot of people are gonna be excited about it, including myself. For one, I think I could see them giving us more points because you're not gonna be able to max this out. I like the idea of not being able to max this stuff out, but also, like, bro, when you really look at what you're spending your points on, like, I would like to kind of get into this level of Scheme Guru and still be able to retain my recruiting. But you can sell, like, you got to kind of pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. But give us a few more points. Maybe allow us to get to maybe level 65 or 70 or something like that. I don't know. Increase the cap, something to that effect. Why even have level 50 if you can't get to 100, if that makes sense? I don't know, man. And then for the coordinators, I would say this on their coaching skill trees. If I'm an offensive coordinator, okay, and I guess it doesn't matter because I guess, yeah, offensive coordinators, they plan on being a head coach at some point in time. So it does benefit them to utilize the defense. Like, he's upgraded his defensive side as well. So I get that. I wouldn't mess with that at all, but I don't know. That's my take on everything, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Give me some ideas and let's share this stuff. Let's talk about this stuff. It's not going to be put in the game possibly this year unless they're already playing it, because they're probably all finishing up and polishing the game at this point. But I don't know. It's still good to talk about because it could happen in future games. That's all I got for right now, y'all. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.